What is up, everyone? Deutschbag here, and I finally have a video that I know a bunch of you have been waiting for, which is how to build the GIMX adapter so you can use a mouse and keyboard on your PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, and probably soon enough will be Xbox One. So the first thing is that the video is recorded about a year ago, so there are a few caveats, a few things I want to talk about before I get into it. So. First thing is, this is the finished product. This is the case that I put it in. It's just got the two USB cables hanging out. I kind of drilled some holes in the sides here, and it looks very clean. It looks almost as if I bought it from a store, and it is solid. Like, it's not gonna come apart, so it's awesome. The big things though are that when you're setting up the wiring on the device. I will annotate this in the video, but you need to switch the red and yellow wires around from what I tell you in the video. And again, I'll mark it on there so you know that. But red should be on the TXD pin, and yellow should be on the RXD pin of the serial adapter. So with the Teensy itself, which is not the serial adapter, different than serial adapter, but on the Teensy, you're going to load the latest firmware that comes in the GIMX package. So just make sure that you're loading the latest one and not the one that I talk about in the video, which again, I will also mark that on there. And I think the last thing is that I do a little bit of gameplay at the end just so you can see that, you know, I put it together, it works, and you're going to notice that there's no gameplay sound because I was having issues with that, but then also the mic that I was using and the webcam that I was using require a delay when they're used together. So the audio is going to be a little bit off, but I can assure you that this does work. You can go out in the forums and see the project's progress, and see that there are a ton of people using this already, and it is, for the price, you can't beat it, especially if you suck at most games without using the mouse and keyboard, kind of like I do. So without further ado, enjoy the video. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Apologies, Captain.
Hello YouTubians. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build your own GIMX adapter. If you don't know what it is a mouse and keyboard adapter for PlayStation, and I believe they have it going for Xbox 360 right now. I'm doing the version for dummies, as you can see here, and don't mind that it's a small window over there. I'll definitely post a link in the description for you so that way you can view the site and kind of follow along here. Just getting started, there is a list of all the things that you're going to need here. You're going to need the serial converter, which I have. That'll also come with the cables. There is a list somewhere. Oh, actually, yeah, there's little links. You can't really see them, but you'll be able to click those and it'll take you to where you can purchase them. Anyway, I got the Teensy with the pins. I still have the anti-static foam or whatever on there, so we'll be taking that off in a little bit. You're going to need a USB male to female, so you can see this is the male end, and this is the female end. So you'll need that to connect to your little serial converter there. You'll need some electrical tape. Mini USB to USB. If you haven't seen one of those, it's pretty standard for phone chargers and your PlayStation 3 controllers. Lots of smaller accessories, things like that. You'll need a project box to keep it in. I got this plastic one on eBay for I think like $3, so they're fairly inexpensive. This recommends a hobby knife. I think it's just because they're using a matchbox to contain the components, but like I said, I'm going to be using this. I'm not going to use the scissors to cut it, but I am going to use it to cut the electrical tape, so that's what I got here. Now, keep in mind I have not built one of these before, so this is my first shot at it, and I don't really know how that's going to turn out, so I'm probably going to be stopping the video a few times and going off on tangents, and we'll see what happens. So first thing you want to do is you're going to want to download the required software, firmware, and drivers as the site recommends. There is a GIMX software, which I believe is this one, this setup. Like I said, you won't be able to really see this that well, but everything's explained really well on the site. So as long as you you follow along with the GIMX wiki, you'll be just fine. I should also point out that with the TNC, you can get this with or without pins. I'm doing it with pins because I am terrible at soldering and I break everything I solder. So anyway, back to the software. So you'll need the GIMX software. You'll need the firmware for whatever you want to use. This one is a joystick for PS3, the 6-axis, which is what I'm going to be doing because that's what I want to emulate. They also have the 360 gamepad, and it does say experimental there, so obviously that's still experimental. You also need the Teensy firmware loader, and I do have all that here, so should be ready to roll once we get this thing going. So getting started, it's telling me that I'm going to tape the serial converter and basically just to keep it enclosed, to make sure there's no shorts or electronic components touching. So just get some tape here and we'll do that. Might have taken a little too much tape, but whatever, no big deal. Alrighty, there we go. It's all enclosed now. Got my pins sticking out the back. That's still open. Since we got that done, how to connect the cables. Okay, so I'm going to take this little foam piece off the teensy board now. Maybe. Alright, so that is off of there. So here's the teensy board. As you can see, there are pins on the front row here and also on the back row, I guess depending on how you're looking at it. And then there's the little mini USB port on there. There's also a little button on here. I believe we're not going to be covering that up. I think we need to leave that available. So anyway, what you want to do is with the USB adapter or the serial converter, you want to have the yeah, you should see these two holes here, and they're open on this end, as where this side they are. You can see part of the plastic in the port there. So you want that part facing down, the plastic facing down, pins facing your right side, and with the teensy board, you're going to want that facing you want the little serial or mini USB port facing upward. At least that's how they have it shown in the little picture here. This cable right here, which I kind of forgot to mention before, this actually came with the USB serial adapter. So that don't purchase one without it, because I'm guessing you'd have a hard time trying to find just the cable. But yeah, like I said, that'll all be in the description, so no problems. Let's see here. So we need. Looks like they separated them all, so we'll go ahead and separate red because I need that. Green and yellow. There we go. So there's our three cables. We'll just set those other ones off to the side because I won't be needing them. So looks like the red one is going to go on the third pin. That is on there. Then we're looking at yellow, number 2. And then where's green? Here's green. Green on number 1. So you can kind of see what I did there then. Green is in the first pin. Here, let me just do Okay, so again, those holes are open, unlike this side where you can see the white plastic in there. So green is on pin 1, yellow on pin 2, red on pin 3. So with the Teensy board facing the way that it shows in the little diagram there, it looks like this is going to be going on the 3rd pin. Red is going to go on the 3rd pin up. Okay, so that goes right on. Yellow is going to be the next one after that. Come on. Alright, that one is on. And then green will be at the very top here. Okay. So now on this end, you can see that I have the serial, or sorry, the mini USB port is actually facing downward right now, but you're gonna have this green one at the, what would be the top if it was facing you. Yellow is 4th, yep, 4th from the bottom, and red is 3rd from the bottom. And like I said, this is all right there in that the little diagrams that they have on the wiki here. So I mean, if you look at that, you can clearly see what goes where. So let's see here. It says bend the pins, which makes sense. You know, if you're going to put it in a case, this is actually wide enough that I don't need to bend the pins. I could just set it in there. I will need to tape this knot out of it though, just to make sure it doesn't touch anything else, and I got to figure out how I'm gonna mount that. And I do have some screws in here, but there's no screw holes on either of these boards, so I just need to figure out a way to mount them, and then I'll have to cut holes into these little spots here. They pop out of the sides, pop off, so cut the holes, mount them, and we'll be ready to rock. So not gonna bend the pins for now. I'm gonna leave that alone. Let's see. Can wrap the cables around it just to make sure. Don't cover up the button on the Teensy because you're gonna be pressing it later on. So there we go. Keep that in mind. And that little button is right here. It's on the mini mini USB side. Just a little tiny black button there. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, don't cover the button. Okay, nothing there. Got some holes in the project box, not there. Okay, so basically, once you have those 3 wires connected, that's all you need to do, other than putting it in the case. So I mean, that's your adapter right there. That's done. Now we're going to move on to setting up the firmware and getting that all ready to go. So what I've done is the mini USB cable. I have plugged the male USB end into my PC. Now this end is going to go into the Teensy board. So I'll go ahead and plug that in. And once you plug that in, you're going to notice that there's a little LED that starts blinking on there. And if you're wondering what this piece of tape is, it's just so when I set it down, it doesn't accidentally like short on something. I mean, it's sitting on paper, so it should be fine, but you never know. So if you're following the website, you would have downloaded the software before. So here I have the Teensy, I guess loader, we'll call it. And we're going to open a hex file, and it looks like the one that we're looking for is this atmega32u4.hex. So let me bring that up. And that, let's see, atmega32u4 hex. So, okay. So we'll select that one. We gotta press the button on the device to activate it, so press it. Okay, apparently I found it. So we can see that the correct firmware is highlighted here. So we're going to go ahead and load it or program it. Download is complete. We're going to go ahead and reboot it. And pretty sure that's it. Yeah, the adapter is ready for use. So now what we're going to do is you want to install the GIMX software. What that's going to allow us to do is to, I should note, like it says here, once you install this, if you choose to put the icons on your desktop, you'll get 3 icons here. This is all used for setting up the device for play. It does have a few preloaded configurations that it mentions here. There's also a YouTube video that shows you how to configure them. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get my case done here quick, and we'll be able to put everything inside and get a game going, and we'll try out one of the preloaded configs and see how that works out. And I'll try and configure one of my own or make some tweaks to the other one, and we'll see how that goes. If you're wondering how this actually connects up, what's going to happen is you're going to have the this is the small or mini USB cable. So mini USB to the male USB end, and that's going to go into your PS3. And you can ignore the Xbox 360 because, well, I'm talking about the PlayStation right now, even though it's the same concept. So yeah, USB to mini USB on this end, and then on the other end you're going to plug in your female USB, and then USB back to your PC. And that's how you're going to be doing the controlling. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get everything put into the box, or if I have issues with that, I'll just put it in something temporary until we can get a config going and get some gameplay footage up here so you guys can see how this thing works. Alright, so I did actually run into a snag, and I want to point this out because it's really important when you're building this. If you basically following the directions that were on the wiki, or following the way I did it before, you're going to run into an issue with the red and yellow wires on the USB serial adapter. And what the problem is that if you look right by the pins, where the pins meet the board, you're going to see little labels there. Well, I had green, yellow, red, and it actually needs to be green, red, yellow. And so there's RXD and TXD. The way I had it set up before is yellow was TXD and red was RXD. You just need to flip those two around. Once you flip those two around, I just unplugged it, plugged it back in, and everything started working again. What was happening is the commands were being registered. I could see them in the, I'll actually show you this here. Unfortunately, it's going to pop up on my other monitor, so you won't be able to see it, but there's a little GUI option right here. And basically what that does is it shows any of the key commands that you're pressing, so you can see whether or not it's working. Those were registering. The PS3 recognized that the adapter was set as controller 1, but for some reason it still wasn't working. So I just went on the forums and looked it up really quick, and that was the issue. I just needed to swap those two wires around, and like I said, unplugged it, plugged it back in. Everything's working now. So with that, I just wanted to show you that once you have the adapter, this end is connected to my PS3 and then back into the Teensy board that I have here, and the other end into my PC and into the what? Okay, so yeah, this end into the PC and then back to the serial converter. And then you're probably thinking, well, that's cool, I can now control, the game with my mouse and keyboard, but aren't I gonna, click and press on stuff? Well, what happens is once you click this start button in the GIMX serial, what that's gonna do is it's actually gonna lock your mouse and keyboard out of your OS, so you're not pressing buttons and clicking on your start menu and icons all over your desktop. So that's a pretty nice feature, because I could see that being a big mess, obviously, if that didn't happen. Another thing, I just wanted to show you this quick little interface here, and basically what this does is it shows the basically the buttons on the controller, and then you are able to map your keyboard to it. So here, I just have up, left, right, down for the D-pad. Here, WSAD, just like it would be on PC. Left shift for my run. The melee is F. You can see that there's a mouse DPI. I actually grabbed this config from the forums there for Black Ops 2, and so this was already here. It probably needs to be tweaked a little bit, but just in the single player or the story campaign of Black Ops 2, which I'm in right now just for demo purposes, it actually feels pretty good. It feels pretty close to PC. And I'm having issues with my sound right now for the game, so I'm not going to be showing that, but I am going to do some gameplay here. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is the start button here. Once I click that, I won't be able to do anything in the operating system, so I'm just going to switch back to this view quick, and you can still see my my camera here. I'm going to be playing, and so I'm just moving, just looking around. This is using my mouse. You can see that I'm using very little movements, just like on a PC. I mean, you're really able to do a lot with this. And I forgot what key I mapped. That's one thing that kind of sucks, is you got to remember what you use to map this. So oh yeah, look at that, a little bear trap. Cool. Okay, cool. Looks like I got a decent weapon now, so I want to see what the micro movements are like once I'm in a scope mode, so this should be pretty cool. Also keep in mind I haven't played through this, so at least the single player campaign. I don't really know what's going on right now. Apparently I'm just going through this cutscene, so I'm gonna wait it out. Hopefully I get to shoot somebody then. Come on, let me get to the point where I can shoot someone. I mean, like I said, you can see me hitting the spacebar and jumping. Oh crap, I'm getting shot at. Getting away from that thing. Grenade. Oh crap, that was like a rocket or something. So anyway, I mean, I guess I don't really need to keep going, but you can see how this works, and it works pretty well. So I mean, I'm pretty impressed with it. Like I said, I think this whole thing cost me like maybe $30 to make or something like that. So now I actually just have to get it put into this case here and make it look all nice. But otherwise, yeah, pretty impressed. So hopefully this helped you guys to build your own adapter. And I guess you can look forward to some configs that I'm hopefully going to be putting out on the either on the DLGC forums or on the GIMX forums. And yeah, enjoy.